glad you could find time to join me today. I'll be having two guests on the show, and the first guest has put up an event that is going to benefit kids who are coming from misadvantaged backgrounds, Miss Gilna Collis. Thank you for joining me on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
So very briefly, who is Gilna?
Well, I am an event coordinator by profession. I've been in the business for about 11 years. We do several corporates, weddings, all sorts of events. And, you know, I'm turning 40 soon, and some months ago I just kind of sat back and thought, I don't want to turn 60 and sit back and not have contributed anything to our nation. I'm Kenyan, and I feel we've got to give something back. So we have decided to organize, hence we're here today, classical concerts, bringing in international, possibly local artists from all over the world to contribute towards music in the slums, if I may say so, because there is such talent there, and we've got to try and help fundraise so that we can get these children to showcase their talents through music. We're very passionate about music. As a family, my son is very passionate, and hence this is the drive to bringing in Katya Grineva, who is a Russian pianist, a world-famous pianist who has played in the Carnegie 17 times, and that is big. In New York, that is large. So she has magic in her hands when you play, and you'll see her tonight.
I've seen her perform even.
Exactly, some 8 years ago, and she is tonight performing at the Oshawa Center, which is a peak below this flat, which is Mary Collis's flat. She's a famous Kenyan artist. We're privileged to be here. And she's going to perform in front of various people, children to adults, to all sorts of people. And two children from the Ghetto Classics are going to open the event. We've got two boys who are brothers, and they're a flautist and a pianist. And they're going to open our event. And on Thursday, we go to do a masterclass in Korogosha slum, where Katya is going to teach all the children piano.
Oh wow! So she's going to teach. She's going to be the teacher of the day.
She's going to do a masterclass there, and they will play for her, and she will play for them.
Okay. So, how long have you and Katya known each other?
Well, as a family, through my in-laws, who are the Collises, they've known her for many, many years. And 8 years ago, when Katya did come here, my mother-in-law, Mary Collis, brought her out through Ramoma. And we decided, you know what, why not? She is so phenomenal. We've got to bring her back. And hopefully we'll have her many times more in the future.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else because I know Katya has to come shortly, so is there anything else you want?
No, I think the support we will get in the future through the Kenyans. You know, music is something through the Safaricom Jazz. We've got now the classical that we're introducing. We've got such a wonderful vibe of music in Kenya
and
now.
Talking about Kenya and the Kenyan audience, I'm a huge fan. In fact, I hosted a classical music show.
Oh, wonderful.
That's where I met Katya.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, and I have a son who's also a huge fan of classical music.
Beautiful.
So how is classical music being received with the Kenyan audience?
Shall I tell you, classical music now is the first exam in most schools that people sit before any other exam. And music is known to calm people, to produce wonderful people in the world. And Kenya has got that. Kenya has got wonderful talents, as we know. But Kenya is understanding more about classical events. And, you know, like what Elizabeth Jorogi is doing through Ghetto Classic, giving the children opportunity to pick up an instrument and to play a violin, to play a piano, to play a trumpet. You know, I think we are creating some phenomenal Kenyans through classical music, you know, and we can see it in all our, various events. We've got jazz bands and we've got all sorts of bands coming up. So I think music is the way forward.
It's the way forward. And maybe these kids can have a hopeful future.
Absolutely. They make their way out through music.
It's an open door to other things.
Yes,
other beautiful
absolutely.
things.
And they come back to teach more, to teach the other children. So, yes, they're coming back to give back. They're not just trying to exit. They're coming back to teach other children in the future generations.
Why is it important for you, just before I let you go, why is it important for you to give back? And why should people think about that other than just me?
Because I think the world is a network of people. We're all connected. We're all interconnected. There's not, some people are less privileged, some people are more privileged. But I really feel, honestly, today sitting here, I feel that we're so connected. If we don't help each other, this world will become too small. And this world is big, and you've got to explore it, where you're not the only one here. We're so many. And this is creating network. This is creating opportunities for people that they probably don't have. So I think us Kenyans are passion. We're full of passion, and we need to portray that through a network. To build our nation so beautifully.
You just care for the next person.
Care. Just love, care. Do whatever you can.
Well put, Jill Collins. Sorry, it was really wonderful to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Now I'd love you to talk to Katya, who is amazing.
So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, I'll be speaking to Katya Grineva, all the way from Russia. Although currently she's
in New York. Yes.
And don't go too far. We'll be back. Welcome back. I was just speaking earlier on to Jill Collins, who has organized an event that is meant to benefit kids from Ghetto Classics who come from very disadvantaged background, so that they can have an experience in classical music. And joining me now is a renowned pianist all the way from Russia. They say music does what water does to the body, music does that to the soul. It refreshes the soul. So Katya,
hi.
I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you.
I saw you 8 years ago.
8 years ago, right?
Yeah, that's a very long time.
I know.
Welcome back to Kenya.
I know, I love Kenya.
So of course you're from Russia, but currently you live in New York.
Yeah.
How is it?
Well, I love New York because, it gives me great opportunities to perform. And every year I play at Carnegie Hall. Mm-hmm. So in fact, this year, December 27, will be my 17th season at Carnegie Hall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I do a lot of great things for children as well. Like I give free tickets for children to attend Carnegie Hall from poor areas, like from Bronx and underprivileged children. So I give about 500 tickets for free for them to come to the concert. And I love doing this because I feel like it's not enough of that in the world right now. And you want children to be inspired when they're young and hear the beauty of the music and remember it. So when they grow up, they remember it.
Of course.
Yeah.
So talking about children, I know that you started playing the piano at the age of 5. What are some of the influences that made you pick on piano at that very tender age?
I started by chance. So
by chance?
Completely by chance, because my parents were not musicians.
Okay.
And it's our neighbors, took their kids to the music school and called my mom and said, it's a beautiful day and we're going through the park. Why don't we take Katya?
Together.
And I still remember that day because we were playing in a park and with flowers and leaves. It was a beautiful day. And I was accepted in the music school.
Oh, wow.
Because I passed some exams, whatever, and I don't remember them. But what happened is that when they came back, my mom said, we don't even have a piano, but our neighbor said she can play our piano. And I was immediately good, and I loved it. So in 6 months, the teacher called my mom and said, your daughter has a talent and you should get a piano. And I always loved it. Like nobody ever told me to practice. It was very natural.
It came natural for you.
Yeah. But the great thing what happened to me is that because my parents loved music and my grandmother loved music, they took me to concerts when I was very young. Like I was maybe 5.5 or 6, and I started going to Moscow Conservatory to see concerts. And that's when I wanted to be a great musician.
Okay.
So that's the reason I want to bring it now to children.
Okay. That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's a big deal when one makes the first debut in Carnegie Hall in New York City. Do you remember your first experience?
I was very nervous, to play that concert. But I also was so happy. It was just such an inspiring concert. Because Carnegie Hall has the most beautiful acoustics. I think it's probably the best in the world. So when you play the piano, the sound is so pure. that I felt as if for the first time in my life I drank pure water. And honestly, you have an experience that you first time experienced some kind of purity. And I just wanted to come back. So I came back every year.
Every year. Yeah. And is going there difficult? Like finding a space there to perform, is it difficult?
I mean, life for musician is not easy, but if you love it and you stay committed, things open up and you have opportunities. But I don't think it's ever easy to do something which you really love. Like you have to work hard and you have to be inspired and work hard. Yeah.
You're also probably wondering where this Carnegie Hall is. It is found in Manhattan, New York City, and it's one of the most prestigious concert halls in the world, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So it is believed that for one to be a good pianist, then the size of the fingers do matter. Is this a myth or is it true?
That it matters?
The size of the fingers. That like it helps with
to have a big hand?
When you, yeah.
No, it doesn't matter. Because you can, I mean, first of all, I have a very small hand.
I can see that.
Yeah. And a lot of, like, if you look at the hand of Rubinstein, who was one of the greatest pianists, it was probably the same as mine. You look at the hand of Chopin, I saw his hand in, like, in a museum. You know how they make the copy of your hand? And it's, so it's exactly like my hand. So
that is a myth.
And you know what? Actually, the most important thing is not the size, but flexibility. You have, like, my hand is extremely flexible.
Yeah.
Like for ballet dancer, you know, like they're small, but they're very flexible, right? So it's that flexibility which allows you to be very fast and very effortless.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how often do you exercise your fingers?
Every day.
Do you ever have to exercise your fingers?
Well, I practice every day.
Okay. You practice every day?
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, when I miss it, I miss it. If I don't practice, I really miss it.
So really, piano is your life?
It is my life.
Okay. So what are some of the fundamentals if one wants to be a pianist in the future? What are some of the things that they should consider?
Well, I think first fundamental is that you really have to love it and have passion for it. And if you really have it, then the doors open up. Okay. And you have to work hard. I mean, when you're young, you have to practice many hours. Like the time when you're a teenager, that's the most important time to practice like as many hours as you can. Okay. So I used to play all day long, like 8 hours, 10 hours a day.
But does your fingers get tired? Or with time get used to it?
I think the fingers don't get tired. My back gets tired of sitting in the same position.
Upright, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so do you have a favorite composer?
My favorite composer is Chopin.
I love Chopin too.
Yeah.
But I also love Tchaikovsky.
I love Tchaikovsky too. I mean, Mozart I love.
And Beethoven as well.
All of it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But Chopin, you know, Chopin wrote almost like 99% for the piano.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he is considered like a poet of the piano. So I feel it. Like my style is poetic, so I kind of relate to him. Okay. And he composed so much for the piano. Like you can play one after another program of just Chopin music. But I don't do it. I mean, I love variety because every composer has most beautiful pieces. Like if you take Debussy and Clair de Lune or Arabesque, they're jams. And then you take Moonlight Sonata of Beethoven. It's so beautiful.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. So do you have, like you say, Chopin is one of your favorite pianists among many others. So do you have a favorite piece that you love performing from this composer?
Chopin? Yeah, I love playing Fantasy Impromptu. I'll play it tonight at the concert, yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it's, you know the song I'm Always Chasing Rainbows? It was Judy Garland who sang that song. The song actually comes from this piece. And not many people know it, but a lot of romantic pieces came from Chopin's music, like very famous songs.
All right. So, of course, earlier on, Gilna mentioned about the Ghetto Classics, and of course, that is the main reason why you're here. Why is this important to you?
Well, as I said, I do the same in New York. I'm trying to bring every year I give tickets for poor kids to attend the concerts, because first of all, music is very inspiring and healing. So I think children, they're still pure, so they feel it immediately. And it helps them just to have healthier life and make better choices. And also, it's like, it's culture, you know, you want to educate them and you want to them to know like great things which exist, right?
Yeah, and talking about the culture, and of course it is said that kids who are introduced especially to piano when they're very young, they become very highly intellectual. Is it true?
It's very good for your brain. Definitely playing music helps like with homework or learning things, because you activate certain part of the brain. And unless you use this certain part of the brain, it's kind of asleep, you know? So I know that children who play piano, like in Russia, almost every child played piano. Everybody took piano lessons. It's culture because it's good for you. They either played piano or they took ballet lessons. One or another.
So smart. Maybe we should start playing more piano around here. All right.
Yeah.
So is it your first time that you're hearing about Ghetto Classics already?
Yeah, first time.
Okay. All right. So
I'm excited about
You
it.
excited?
Yeah, I'm going to visit them on Thursday.
On Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you expecting from your visit? I know you need to teach them.
I don't expect anything. I don't know what to
You
expect.
bring them with an open mind.
I think I asked them if they have pianos. They said they have keyboards. I mean, I think I can teach them a few little exercises.
Okay.
You know.
So are you planning to come back again for the same, or is just a one-off thing?
No, I would love to come back. Yeah, I actually love Africa. I have passion for Africa. I come every year. Yeah, I come every year. Last year I was in Cape Town. And
You were in Cape Town last year?
yeah, and the year before I was in Cape Town and Namibia and Zambia and Botswana. I did a tour. It was wonderful.
You forgot the Pearl of Africa.
I love Africa. Yeah.
You forgot to come to Kenya, but we're happy you're here this time. Okay, so of course you have a reputation as a pianist of romantic and poetic expressions, and you've mentioned where you get that from. So how is this statement even true?
Yeah. I love romantic music. I like music which expresses emotion. You know, but you know, you can play Chopin, you can play Mozart, and also call it kind of romantic. Like some parts of it are very sensitive. Like Mozart is very light and pristine, and has different quality, like from Chopin, let's say. But I find all that I find this emotion anywhere. Like even Bach. Bach has very deep emotion, and I love playing Bach as well.
Yeah, Sebastian. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Sebastian Bach.
JC. Yeah.
I should probably go back to my classical music notes. So your 13th Carnegie Hall performance, you dedicated it to your mom. Is it something that you want to share?
About my mom? My mom passed away, unfortunately. It was very sad. Yeah, 4 years ago. So that's the reason that concert was dedicated to her. But my mom loved the music very much, and she gave me opportunity to do it because she was like the best mother you can imagine. You know, she stayed home with us, and so we just could do our art. Like I played piano, my sister was an artist, so we just dedicated everything.
She put everything aside.
Yeah.
To make sure her kids
Yeah.
their passion.
Yeah.
She was there for them.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So you dedicated that performance to her.
Yeah.
So that was very deep and had a lot of meaning.
Yeah.
It was not just another appearance at the Carnegie Hall.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? So who has been the greatest influence in your life?
Well, I had many people. I think probably my mother was like
Yeah, I would think so.
number one.
Yeah.
And then we had a friend who was a very famous cellist, Russian cellist, Natalia Shakhovskaya. She was the best teacher, cello teacher in Moscow Conservatory, but she also performed, like of course, all over the world. But it's because of her I went to the best schools to play, and I think she was like my role model. I wanted to grow up and be like her. And she was a very close friend, so she inspired me a lot, like huge. Yeah.
So do you have a ritual before you perform something? I know you need to calm down and maybe take a bit of time off before performance.
I mean, I like to be quiet and I like to meditate because when I play concerts, I feel like it's not just, I mean, my body is there, but the spirit comes from God, you know? And I really feel that presence when I play. And I want to be, like, I want it to be available for it to go through me. Even though, like, of course, physically, you know, you practice and you have to know the notes. Like, technical stuff is all physical. But the spiritual stuff and the feeling comes from bigger source. So I always just want to be really in touch with that. So, because I want to touch people when I play. I don't want it to be just performance. I want people to, like, I want their heart to be open and for them to feel things.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's why you normally alone by yourself?
Yeah.
Like for how many hours?
Well, sometimes I don't have a chance, but I need some time alone for sure. You know, at least 45 minutes before quiet. But I meditate all the time, so I know how to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So of course you've performed in world stages so many times. Do you ever still get stage frights?
You know, I don't have stage fright, but anxiety, like you should have adrenaline, because if you don't, it's not normal. Because you has to be fresh. You cannot be like, oh, I've done it before, I can do it.
It's just another performance. It's combat, the anxiety.
It's not an anxiety, it's more like adrenaline. You just allow it to be. You move through it. You can't fight it.
In the first few minutes of your performance?
No, usually not when I play, usually before.
Or before?
Yeah.
So when you hit the stage and
I'm fine.
You're good?
Yeah. I like to, so once I start playing, it's so natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there someone today in the world of classical music that inspires you? A person that is alive?
Let's see. I don't know.
Okay. So maybe this...
I have to really think about it. You know why? Because my favorite pianists are like Horowitz and Rubinstein. They're not alive anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great musicians who live now, but people who really inspire me are like Horowitz and Rubinstein. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we
Or great conductors, but they're not alive anymore either.
So maybe this will help you. We're going to have like a quick 5 questions.
Okay.
You just choose one, yeah?
Okay.
So Beethoven or Mozart?
Mozart.
Andrea Bocelli or Luciano Pavarotti?
Pavarotti.
Tchaikovsky or Rachmaninoff?
Rachmaninoff.
The State Kremlin Palace in Moscow or Carnegie Hall in New York City?
Carnegie Hall.
All right. So still no living classical music that is alive today that inspires you? Okay, only Andrea Bocelli is alive.
Actually, I went to his concert, and yeah, it was beautiful.
That is like a dream of mine, like
Really?
one in my bucket list. Like I'd like to attend an Andrea Bocelli's concert.
Yeah, I went to in New York.
Oh wow, how was it?
You know, it was amazing because they had like few thousand people in a football stadium. So it was a very unusual setting. And I mean, I was impressed. I mean, it was beautiful concert, but I can tell you that I prefer Pavarotti. Pavarotti is like, it's on another level for me.
He's just
Pavarotti has
he's
so,
just an amazing.
yeah.
He was quite gifted.
But Andrea Bocelli is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what's your most memorable moment or performance so far?
I mean, I think one of my most favorite performances was when I did my debut with Baltimore Symphony, and I played Mozart Concerto, because it was my first concert in America, first concert with an orchestra, first concert, it was sold out concert with 2,000 people, and I felt so happy during that concert.
That was your first concert?
It was my first concert, and that's when I thought that's what I want to do in my life. I won't just play concerts, because it was just so inspiring. Yeah.
Okay. And a memorable stage experience. That was a memorable moment. And
Stage?
Yeah, like stage experience. Something maybe happened special when you were on stage. Is there anything like that?
On stage? Probably at Carnegie Hall.
What happened?
Well, you know, when you play at Carnegie Hall, you just have so much inspiration, and just feel happiness, like very happy.
So every time you go there, it's a special moment for you.
Yeah, it's very special.
Okay. So what drives you? What drives Katya? When
What
you
drives
wake up
me?
in the morning? What
I think
gets you
I
through
want,
the day?
I think, well, I love what I do, so I want to share it with people.
Okay.
I mean, I really feel it. Like, I really love what I do, and I love what I play. Like, it makes me happy just hearing this incredible, beautiful music.
Those kids, then that gives you, that motivates you, I guess.
Yeah. It's like I don't even have a choice. I just have to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what gives you the most joy?
Performing for people.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
How would you like to be remembered when all has been said and done? Katya's done her performances around the world. Hopefully you hit every amazing concert hall in the world. And I know you will because you're very gifted. How would you like to be remembered?
I want to be remembered that I touched people's hearts and connected them to heart. You know, and I think I do it when I play. And that's why they keep coming back.
Of course.
But that's what I want to be remembered, just by bringing happiness and joy to people. Yeah.
All right, Katya Greeneva. It was wonderful to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Pleasure. And all the best in your today's show. And you have another one on Saturday.
Yeah. At the Tribe Hotel.
The Tribe Hotel. I think I might make time for that.
Yes. Yeah, that would be great.
I'll drag my son along, but he'll be happy to come because he loves classical music.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for making time. I know you have to go and get ready for the show. And thank you for finding time and making time for me today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
This has been Exceptional Women Show, and until next time.